everybody, welcome back to the Shiny Black YouTube channel. I'm Nate.
I'm Amber.
And we are hanging out here in Loveland, Colorado for our Monday meetup, and we're real excited to catch you guys up on how our kind of first foray into touring with our camper trailer is going.
And our kids and our dog.
Yeah, all of the things. And a copper camp, okay, and also let you know kind of what's coming up for us this week. But first, we would always appreciate it if you go ahead and click the subscribe button down below, give us a thumbs up, and be sure to move that subscribe bell icon up to all so you don't miss any of our updates. And of course, visit shinyshinyblack.com, sign up for our email list. And if you really love following us and want to support what we're doing, we always welcome merch purchases and or supporting us on Patreon. So you've been seeing some of our posts about the inside of our camper and all the modifications we made and all that stuff. And we started out from our first day of tour and drove to we drove to Iowa to visit our friends Ben and Ann, and got to do our first real world test of whether or not the installations were successful and rainproof, and they definitely...
How did they do on those tests?
They definitely were not waterproof.
They failed slightly.
Charlotte, who's holding the camera, got to be the hapless victim of drips all night on the air mattress. And so anyways, the next day we got to repair that, and fortunately since then we've had a couple more torrential downpours and it has not leaked at all, so we're doing good. Things are going great in that department. So we stopped in in Des Moines, Iowa at the Built Guitar Factory, and got to hang out with Brandon and Micah and the other guys that were there. So the reason we were visiting the Built Factory was that I am being hooked up by a very generous friend with a custom built guitar. So I was visiting with those guys to kind of go over the final details of what that's going to look like, and I'm very, very excited about that, but it's going to be a little bit before we get it. So anyways, I won't fill you in on any more details of that. So after we visited the guys at Built Guitars, we moved on to Site One Brewing in Omaha, Nebraska. You wanted to say something about that?
We played a show there, and we met Jaeger, who's one of the co-owners, and we found out while we were there that he's actually close friends with a friend of ours in Colorado, Zach Grant.
From Zoloft. What's up, buddy?
So that was cool that there was a multi-layer connection, and we had a good night there. Yeah,
and Riley, the bartender, did a great job hosting us and taking care of the girls while we were playing our show, and it was super fun. Mm-hmm. And we really appreciate them for that. So then we hopped in our trusty steed and went to, we traveled a couple hours to a campground.
Yeah, so we decided to shorten our long drive the next day by traveling late at night to a campground, the Windmill State Recreation Area. So we just hopped in, set up right before it started raining again, and had a better night of sleep.
Yes,
on that.
Much better.
The leak-free night was. I recommend leak-free nights in a camper. Had a nice long drive through the rest of Nebraska and Colorado the next day.
So then we climbed up the mile-high hike up to Denver, Colorado, and played at Culinary Dropout, where we were hosted by Aaron, and had a successful evening there. And it was a lot of fun. And afterwards, we went to, what was that gelato place?
Gelato Boy.
Gelato Boy, right.
We went for a fun ice cream
celebration of our first little weekend on tour.
Yeah. And I wanted to say also, like, we have Copper with us, which we were back and forth on whether to bring the tour dog. But we were able to get him some pet sitters during some of these gigs, and that's been kind of fun meeting those folks too. So
yeah, and you've been using...
Yeah, shout out to Rover, the app that helps connect people's dogs and pet sitters and stuff kind of anywhere you go.
Yeah, so it's been super helpful for us. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so then after that, we got to stay at a Home Two Suites by
Hilton.
and had a funny little adventure with in Denver. They have those rental bikes and scooters, and we parked our car in the parking lot pretty late at night, parked it, and then like in the middle of the night, I had to get up for something, and there was I looked out the window to just check on, you know, how's the trailer doing, and there was like a whole giant party of bikes and scooters in front of our vehicle. We have no idea why they were there. They were still there when we left, and yeah, but you know, hey, somebody in Denver was having a really good time, I think.
Yeah.
So, anyways, and then we left from there and are visiting our friends Zach and Jacqueline here in Loveland, Colorado. But on the way here, we got to check out Jacqueline's flower shop at the farmers market in Timnath, Colorado, and that was really cool. And while we were there, I took the dog to get some water, and this nice lady Elaine, who has lived there since she was like 9 years old, I think, and she's into retirement at this point, and she was hanging out and telling us all about the changes the town has gone through since she was a little kid, and it was pretty interesting, the kind of the tales of the change from farmland to lots of suburban development. So yeah, and then Jacqueline recommended we go to this place called Backyard Bird
Chicken and Donuts.
Yeah, and so
which we now highly recommend.
We loved it. It was great. When we were just pulling into the parking lot, this guy comes up to us and he was like, "Hey, what's in your trailer?" And we were like, it's our camper." And he was like, "Oh," he had spotted the vents on it and was like, "That's not just for storage." So that was pretty funny. Anyways, it turned out it was the owner of Backyard Bird, and he was really into our whole thing. So he hooked us up with free donuts before we even got into the restaurant, which was super fun. And anyways, we had a good time there, and then are going to be hanging out now in Loveland a little bit, and tonight we're going to be going and playing a set at
Bootstrap Brewing in Longmont, Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's several other artists that'll be up there with us, and actually our friend Mimi gave us that connection, so we're just
shout out to Mimi,
working the friend connections everywhere here. But and then Wednesday night we're gonna go hang out at an open mic at Jamestown Mercantile up in the mountains a little ways outside of Boulder. So anyway, that's where we'll see Zach Grant and his home stomping grounds. But yeah, that's the week ahead. Oh,
and while we're talking about Zach Grant, on July 25th, Zoloft's having kind of I think a reunion show. So you want to go to their webpage or Zach's page and check that out if you live in the area of Grand Junction, Colorado. It's been fun hanging out with you. We hope you're having fun following along our little tour journey, and hope you're enjoying all the little content that we're creating, the stickers and the trailer upgrades and all that stuff, and look forward to seeing you again real soon. All right,
see you.
Peace.